know what? I think colors though. I think colors impacted the whole country, man.
Yeah, man.
It had the whole country off the hook.
Yeah, that's real shit, yo.
Yeah, it did change that though.
Yeah, that's real.
Well, for me, it was. Well, I'm from here, and I didn't see that. I didn't see that color. I mean, it was just so watered down. Straight out of Compton, so watered down. Boys in the Hood, so watered down that, I mean, I don't know. I guess they wasn't like, they didn't really show or depict what real gangbanging was about. And you know, for people not to know, that might be some wild shit to them. But I didn't get that effect to none of those movies, man.
Man,
it was
James,
like,
let me tell you something. When that came out, the LA influence from the gangbanging was so hard that was like the first movie that showed that. Before, you know, hip hop movies were like from New York, breaking, wild style, and shit. But when Colors came out, it was the first element of banging. And then when it was like, okay, there's this gang wearing red, there's that gang wearing blue, it's got choppers out. In Boston, this was only really with pump shotguns, 38s, 22 longs. It wasn't too many, you know, AKs in Boston back then. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I mean, LA was really first way, like when it came to that.
And see, for us, you know what I'm saying, the elements of gangbanging was shown through our eyes with the Black Stones and the GDs through Good Times. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
So Good Times was shown, you know, in Cabrini Green, and that was before Colors and all that came out. So, like, they got an understanding, but it was more so like, remember how they was trying to make JJ join the gang? They was making Mad Dog.
Yeah, I remember that episode.
Like when Mad Dog came through, and then before that we had what was Cheeks them? What was the name of that movie?
Coolie High.
Coolie High. So Coolie High was the birth of showing gangs in a movie. You know what I'm saying? In a movie realm on TV, like Coolie High and Good Times. That was, but Colors put it more in depth, strictly on the gangs. See, Coolie High, they showed, you know what I'm saying, Vice Lords, you know what I'm saying? So the Vice Lords was introduced, and what he hollered, folks, Lords, you know, when they stood up, disciples, you know what I'm saying? So you know, so but people, that was still the 70s, you know what I'm saying? That was still what, the early 70s, late. Yeah, so people wasn't even damn near born, you know what I'm saying? So, because you got to think, Larry Hoover been in jail all your life now, James. You 54. Shit, Hoover been in jail, yo. You see what I'm saying?
55.
55, right.
Yeah,
so, you know, so him and Jeff Fort and them, we got to start thinking, our gang leaders, these dudes is damn near 80 years old. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
You know, so it's like, we don't get upset when nobody is saying, like, you know, the West Coast influence gang banging. We don't get upset. We just correct them. You know what I'm saying? Because, of course, for us, we know that it was just Black Panthers for the most part on the West. The GDs and the Vice Lords and the Black P Stones and the Latin Kings was full throttle. They was already, you know, that shit was already going on. But, you know, a person like Big U, he'll keep it 100 because his daddy from here, you know, so he grew up here back and forth throughout the summers, you know, like James, you know what I'm saying, or you a Freeway, back and forth, you know what I'm saying, just say to Houston. So y'all could, growing up with your family members throughout Texas, you know, you a spread. So everybody got the traveling. But then what started happening too, once the cocaine hit, then that's when a lot of people start basically marinating all over the world. You know, they start traveling everywhere.
Right.
And you know, now from that point, you know, you just got this hip hop surgence. So the gang banging got
there it is.
Yeah, so the gang banging got more popularized throughout the drug culture because the hip hop artists wanted to be the dope boys.
Hey, but Joe, let me make a point. Look at this. Right. So look. So when you talk Coolie High, you're right. that showed the shit. And believe me, I knew that. So look at Cooley High. The soundtrack to that movie was all the Jackson 5 in Motown. Them songs wasn't like Colors was all gangster shit, rapping about killing, those bass lines. So it was like, it was the soundtrack that demonized it more, that made it more dangerous and sexy, to where, you know, the Chicago gangs, from me on the outside looking in, it was a way of life. So when you looking at Cooley High, you show these kids going to school, playing basketball, but still can't go in certain places. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So where is that now when Colors come out? The whole movie is about AKing up. The whole movie. You know what I'm saying? Kill, 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 kill. It wasn't going to school. It wasn't seeing homeboy living with his mother. Like, it just was really just, like you said, focusing on strictly on the gangs and not the person himself. So that's why Chicago probably didn't get like the rap that LA got from it, because I think hip hop brought that out of LA.
Yeah, you know what though? I remember the time, because I'm from Cleveland originally. I didn't come to California to 87, 88. So I remember though, around the time that Colors hit, that's when you had cats, that's when you had Bloods, because I know some Blood hoods that came up to Cleveland that was in Cleveland, Dayton, Cincinnati, selling dope. So that was my first time hearing about what a Blood was or what a Crip was, because it was cats coming from the West Coast up there. They had the best prices and they had the sack. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what happened. When the gangs came, the drugs in the gang came, it was hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? It was hand in hand. It was like, okay, you want these drugs, you're going to be a part of our gang too. You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
so
because, and see, that's how I caught on. You're right. You're 100% right, JoJo, because what happened, James, a lot of these hoods that's in Kansas City, Missouri especially, some parts of Columbus, Cincinnati, a lot of them got hoods up there that, like, you might meet a dude from Cincinnati to tell you I'm from Hoover. He ain't never seen Hoover a day in his life, but there was a dude that came down there in 85 that was from Hoover that had the bricks of cocaine, and that's what he said. He said, man, I'm from Hoover, so y'all from Hoover too. Now you putting it on.
Well, the way it went, and you know, I was one of those cats that was leaving Compton, going to Aurora out in Denver, going to Las Vegas, you know, selling rocks and doing that like that. And what happened was cats that was buying from us, and then, you know, they started to kick it with you. Now they want to be like you. Oh, you from Compton? Woo, woo, woo. Man, I get down. And we would just let them join the hood, and then they started a gang within the gang already. I ain't been to Denver in 30 years, but they still got the hood out there. And that's how they do it. You know what I'm saying? Some of the cats that was coming from out of town, like my little homeboy Hen Dog. Hen Dog is from Chicago. He got the 2 moons on his back the whole nine. But the way that we was getting down, he was already with it as a youngster, and he fit right in. So, you know, he understood, you know, the transition. So it was pretty much the same thing, but to keep it 100, Hen Dog was a little elevated for his age. He was more knowledgeable about what the get down, and the shit that he brought to the neighborhood was so different, because, you know, the cats my little brother age was Hen Dog age, and they was like, damn, his get down is like, and they followed him. You know what I'm saying? He was with it. So when 2 different worlds hook up like that, man, it just changed the whole thing. And a lot of guys out there right now today done started families out of town, you know, just from going out there with a bird and it never came home.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it took and it gave from both sides. Now, understanding what it's like to be in Chicago, I can't say I understand that. I got family in Chicago. I got family in Houston, Texas. Going to Texas and tripping off how they gang bang, to me, Texas is like 3 days behind on every motherfucking thing you do and how you get down out there. I really didn't understand they movement. And it was more on the pussy tip for me, because when hear you from California, they want to try that California. You know what I'm saying? And it's exactly how you saying it, but it brings more to it. Colors didn't show me, and that's because I'm from here.
Right.
And I know what it was like, but Colors didn't show me that this is some real gangbanging. This is, to me, it's watered down. It was watered down. But being from somewhere else, it just showed you, damn, that's how they get down out there. Like out here, they can say, oh, them is weenies. Them is weenie in Texas. Man, it's killers everywhere. It's cats out there that's more about it than we are. You know what I'm saying? So let's just say we took Death Row, and I was going to New York with Suge in '88, and it was so different to me because I'm trying to identify cats through color. I didn't see no red and blue bandanas.
Right.
I didn't see them like that. They was on some total different shit. So I couldn't identify that shit. And I just didn't know who to fuck with. So I just kept it 100 and stayed to myself. So if I'd have kept going to New York, I probably would have been then understanding that we don't understand each other's culture. So automatically we gonna clash. I don't know you. So I gotta come ready already. I gotta be prepared for certain things. If you're not coming home. You know what I'm saying? You're getting involved like this little young cat, you know, you bring people into your world and let's say people got a different agenda around this motherfucker. These young cats got a different agenda. These young cats is thinking about nothing but self. It's totally different how it was in the mid-'70s, early '80s. It's totally different. Being a gang member is being all about self now. It's all about who got the money, how we gonna make the money, and how I'm gonna get the money out of you, opposed to being on the same grind. It ain't like that no more. So I'm asking y'all, how do we get it, how you get back at least some of that? At least some of the respect, because you ain't got no loyalty, you ain't got no respect, you don't have nothing on the streets. And that's a bad formula right there. You don't have nothing. So who do you trust?
We know how we got jealousy and envy. That's part of the 7 deadly sins. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the person with the bankroll basically determines the atmosphere of what's going on in the neighborhoods. But if it's a guy that's in the neighborhood and he getting a bankroll from doing credit card scams, then the guy that was a robber, he's not gonna respect that dude. But the dude that's staying fresh and got the cars and the jewelry and he doing credit card scams, he gonna be more looked at from the neighborhood because he got the money, he got everything that the robber don't have. So it's like once the credit card guy once the scammer, I just say, so once the scammer come to the neighborhood with open arms and thinking he got open arms, but in reality, the robbers, all the jack boys is sitting back laying on him. You know what I'm saying? All the jack boys is waiting to rob the scammer. You know what I'm saying? And they start alienating them. So, for the most part, it's kind of like, it's a gift and a curse, bro. It's kind of hard, like for us. So, so the transitioning was different, like you say, for most, James. Like LA would hit when it started coming towards me. Like for us, the GDs was in 35 states that's documented, right? And far as the case was going, we had 35 states. So and in high power, we had guys, but they took us from a street gang to an organized crime. So they automatically threw us in the same boat as the Italian mafia. So that's what changed everything for us in the gate. And we basically envied the wild, wild west of the we can do whatever, whenever that LA had. You see what I'm saying? Because we all organized, but everybody in LA, Ma Peru might didn't get along with the Swans. You see what I'm saying? Stuff like that. And that didn't happen. That couldn't happen for us. So it's like when T. Rogers was sent out there to bring the Black Peace Stones, you see he went straight got in the jungles and had, so anybody from the Chi, when we came out there, they linked up with T. Rogers in the jungle and they still felt as if they was home. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And for the, and, you know, so for the, and other than that, you know, if Big U, some of his cousins, them from the hundreds or the suburbs came out there, they'll be in the 60s. You see what I'm saying? As far as Compton, like with me, I'd be in Compton, but I'd be on the south side. You know, even to speed it up to date, I was on the block when Serena and Venus and them sister got killed. I was standing out there. You know what I'm saying? Her boyfriend hit the block. We thought it was a drive-by going on. So the shots went to the car. So it was an accident. You see what I'm saying? So it was like, you know, so I always had, you know, been in and, you know, throughout Inglewood, South Central, Compton, you know, LA in general throughout my whole life. So for me, like I got to tell a person, I'm born in Chicago, but I'm raised in New York, LA, and Miami. So I grew up in all the major cities. You see what I'm saying? And then throughout, like you say, once them drugs got introduced to us in the early 80s, that put us on the road. So yeah, we gonna end up in Cleveland, throughout Ohio, and Boston, because like Benzino can tell you, majority of Boston, they direct descendants was coming from Detroit. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, right. so you got the same influence from Midwest cities all over the world too. You see what I'm saying? Just like even right now today, majority of all our rappers that made it, they live in LA. You know what I'm saying? Everybody. You know what I'm saying? They live in LA. So it's right. So throughout, so it's always still been that same way. You know what I'm saying? So, and like you said, that's how we gonna have family. We gonna be related, and that's what family reunions was for. Even though some people don't have them as much, they don't have family reunions as much, but that was the point and purpose of it. Because James, just say like if mama had 5, 6 kids, each one of y'all got 5, 6 kids, and that just keep trickling, you know? And for a lot of us, our grandparents, like my grandmama got 17 brothers and sisters. I don't know all them people, man.
Real talk.
All four of y'all, all 3 of y'all can be blood related to me right now. And the only way I'ma know is constantly staying in touch with y'all. You see what I'm saying?
Get the latest exclusives, unedited content, live streams with some of Digital Soapbox's most polarizing hosts like James McDonald and others. Sign up for your Digital Soapbox membership today. Packages start from $1.99 to $4.99 monthly, where you not only get exclusive content, but you also get it commercial free. Press that button now.